Hello and welcome back. In this video, we'll be going over our Facebook Marketplace functionality. It's a very powerful search. What we are doing is we are actually taking data directly from Marketplace via a mobile environment, so we are able to see all of the really critical information that we can find over in this area here. So the number sold and the number saved for any particular item. Again, that can only be found on mobile. So that's the way we are gathering this information. So it's really like a culmination of about the last 11 months or so of looking at Facebook and every day scraping it. And that has come up with, at this point, about 42,615 items as of this moment, recording this video. We add about 150 to 200 items per day. Some of the big functions, if you'll notice up here, we have this handy dandy little filter. Okay, this is where you're going to really want to spend a lot of your time when you're looking at what is the best items for you and the best methodology for getting really hot selling items into your account. So let's just walk through this a little bit and then I'll walk through the actual data. So first of all, we've got a whole bunch of different cities that we are scraping. Now currently London is more of a beta scrape. There's some things that we're discovering about London that's very different than the US. Everything in the US is scraped on a daily basis, so all the cities that you see here. And that's handy because if you are in one of those areas, you might want to list things that are similar to the climate that you live in, okay, especially if you're doing Facebook Marketplace through a personal account. Now a shop is a little bit different. Those are going to be listed all over the US typically, and are not going to have that same sort of geolocated function that a local shop or a Facebook Marketplace private account would have. Okay, you're also able to search by minimum price, which would be the minimum price that it's being sold for. So you can see over here in this area here, that's your total price. Okay, and if you're looking for something in kind of like, you know, a $10 plus profit range, that's one way of looking at it, is saying, well, I need something, if I've got a 50% margin, I need something that's going to be at least $20 in order to make $10 off of it. Okay, so that's why we allow that search there. Okay, nextly is the minimum sales amount. Now this is this column here. Okay, so it's the number that has sold that it's filtering by, and this is a really good strategy to find products that have already sold, which have a much higher likelihood of being sold in your account as well. Okay, so that's super important. Nextly, we can look at this item here, which is our profit. Okay, now this is determined, so I'm looking at our profit over here, so that's what I'm onto this one. Okay, this profit is determined by the margin here. Okay, now we in our business typically look for a 50% margin. This is actually a number that we're going to allow you to change very, very soon with a settings function that we're coming out with. Right now we defaulted at 50, which is a really good place to start from. Okay, you can go down a little bit and only make a 40% margin. Sometimes, quite often, we see our margin go up. We're making more than 50%, okay, once I take you through how we go about using the tool to actually find good products. Okay, but those two things there, those two things correlate there. So that minimum profit search correlates to that profit item right there. Now lastly, we allow you to search by category. So you can see of the current 42,000 listings that we have, there are about 27 or 28, something like that, total categories. So if you do happen to already have a niched out shop, which some of you definitely will, and you'll know what I'm talking about, you might want to go directly to that niche. So let's say your niche is something like garden and gardening outdoors and that kind of thing. Maybe that would include, you know, home and kitchen and maybe some hobbies and maybe some home improvement supplies. Okay, those all might be items that would be listed in a garden and outdoor. So it's that sort of home stuff. You could easily just select those, and then it'll only show you those items that are matching within those categories. So we have 13,000 items that match those categories. Okay, at any given point, you can hit that reset filter and it'll completely reset the entire filter that you've done. So now let's look at what we get when we're looking at the actual data. Now, one of the things that I like to do is I like to come over here and click minimum one sale, okay? This just basically takes out all those other items that haven't sold at all yet, okay? And puts me in a situation where I'm looking at just items that have sold, okay? So let's look at what is coming up here, okay? So this first one is Timberlands that have sold for $34, which is absolutely ridiculous. So Timberlands don't sell for less than $100. I know that. I've bought them before for myself and for my kids. I know how much they cost. This is somebody who bought a sale of 200 plus Timberlands from probably a shoe store that's going out of business. So I'm not even going to bother with that one. Okay, this next one is looks like an R-Top R teeth whitening system. Okay. Teeth whitening systems are really, really hot right now. So they have it listed in family. It's come out of New York. It's sold 10 times, okay, for 27 sales. That's actually kind of a hot product, okay? And the reason I say that is because we know that for the most part, for every 10 to 15 items that are saved, they'll get a sale. So the ratio on this is much better, okay? So what it does is it takes the title that we see right here, okay, and it basically goes, and when we click this button here, this Amazon button, which is what I just clicked, it opens this new window on top that you can see here. Now, quite often it has the ability, so one of the things I want to point out, okay, I'm going to click back to this, is this max buy price. If we want to keep that 50% margin and sell it for $21, which is what they have it listed for here, we can't pay more than $14 for it, okay? So that's really important, okay? What I love about Amazon, okay, is we can come over here and we can type in, hey, just show me items that are going to cost me $14, okay? And let me decide what I want to work with, okay? So we're looking at teeth whitening systems that are less than $14, okay? And there's quite a few different results that have come up. Like here's a pretty good one for $13. Here's another good one for $10, okay, that's sold 2,700 times. That's actually pretty good, okay. Now what we'd want to do, okay, so if you notice about this particular item, is they're showing a picture of like the product with a set of teeth, with a nice white set of teeth. We'll want to find something similar to that. We'll want to find something similar with a nice white set of teeth, okay? Because there's always a correlation between the product picture that we see here and the reason that it is selling, okay? And it probably has a lot to do with that, okay? So that would be a pretty good one. Now, as you can see here, if you're already familiar with FBM Fox, I have FBM Fox installed. I could simply just click this and immediately add it to my shop. And it would be pretty easy to get it in there. Okay, so let's look at the next one here. All right, this tungsten carbide burr rotary drill set. Okay, 10 pieces. Okay, kind of a cool picture that they're using. Sold 33 times. My max buy price is going to be $12.23. Let's go ahead and open up Amazon again and see what we can find there. Now, sometimes, and I'm just looking right now, this actually is one of those times, that little search function on Amazon to search by price is not there. I don't know why that is. Just sometimes it's just not there. So, the one thing that we can learn about Amazon is whatever we saw yesterday could very well not be there today, all right, or vice versa, okay? But so instead, I'm going to look for sort of some similar picture, okay? So this comes up all the time in the highly rated section, okay? This ignores my search, okay? So I'm instead looking for something that looks similar to what we're looking for, this carbide tipped, okay? And here we go, okay? This is a burr rotary 10-piece, okay, 1/8-inch shank, okay? Exactly the same thing, tungsten steel for $11.99. That would be absolutely perfect, and we'd want to add that. Now again, if they have a picture that looks like this one here, okay, so we're looking back down at this picture right there. If they have a picture that looks like that, I would want to not use this first one here and use a one that is in a setup like that where it's being sort of stored in a nice convenient looking case, okay? So pay particular close attention to what the seller that is having success on this item is using as their first picture and use something similar. Okay. So back to the margin, we already know, I told you that this is set up by us. It's defaulted. Okay. Our profit goes back to this search here. The max buy price is what we use when we go to look for an item that we want to purchase for this. Okay. You also see that there's a shipping here too. So a lot of people are using shipping, a lot don't. Okay. We have actually found that in the research that we have done, that there are more sales of people that use free shipping. Also, Facebook likes free shipping a lot more than charging for shipping. They have a ratio that's about 80 to 90% that they want to see you listing free shipping. So it's good to just follow that ratio. Occasionally you can have one if you just see one that's just taken off. Okay, that's really good. The other thing to note too is if you are going to list these two things, look at where they're listed. Okay, this is really, really important. Okay, this particular item, this teeth cleaning item, is listed in family. Okay, so that's where you're going to want to list this item as well. This particular item, okay, is listed in home improvement supplies. So you'll want to make sure you list it in that same location. So I hope this helps. Have fun with this. List away, and may great success come to you in your Facebook dropshipping business. Thanks for watching.